everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show y'all what I've done so far with my yard. Correction, what my yard man has done. So this is my backyard. I have about an acre and a little bit over that, and I just had the yard cut. He finished up yesterday, and pardon my dog peeing. But I put together the garden beds, the raised beds. I put these two, and then those, and then those. I had wooden beds down. They were all like this right here. I had some 4x16s, and these are 4x8s. Right before I hurt my foot in 2022, I had put these together, and they've been out here since. The other ones that were right there, and you know where the new raised beds are, those were the places I had all the wooden beds like these. But I pulled them up, got all the bricks, got more bricks over there, and some of the wood is right there. My husband wants to use it for his trailer since the ground is like really crappy where the trailers are. So he got them up on wooden boards, and he got another trailer. He want to use the wooden boards to put his trailers on when they're sitting. This is where I had sunflowers and herbs mainly. Had some sunflowers, rosemary, thyme, basil, and this little stone bed. And over there he had a tree job from his junk business. And I told him I needed some of the trees, branches to go at the bottom of my beds right here. So let me show y'all what's in my garden area so far. These grapevines that I bought, I got these back in 2020 from Lowe's. This little one hasn't done much of anything, but this one here, when I first got them, I fertilized them, I mulched down and all that stuff. And when I hurt myself, I hadn't did anything. But do y'all see that? All these little grapes on here. All the little grapes right there. This is producing grapes. I hadn't been out here to check since yesterday. Well, since before yesterday, I didn't come out to check on it. I figured it was still alive because every year it's green, but I'm gonna get a trellis. Well, I have it. Like a grid panel, one of these white ones here. And I'm going to stake it and trellis the grapevine up that. I have a smaller cattle panel here. It's an 8-foot cattle panel. And then I got about 4 16-foot cattle panels. I had just bought those too, right before I hurt my foot. When we moved in, we started getting stuff from, I think, the Arbor Foundation. Little twigs, probably 6 inches big. My husband planted it right here. Now, it's probably about 12 feet or so. And he planted it back in 2022. 2021, 2022. I think 2022. And now look at it. This right here, this is I think this is a peach. There's nothing on it back here. And over here, this was a little cherry tree that I bought. Never seen any cherries or anything on it, but it's still alive. This here is a pear tree, and a pear is on the ground. See, there's a pear on the ground here, and there's a nest in there. So a bird was building a home in there. But yeah, I don't see any pears. I know I need to have other trees so they can pollinate and all that good stuff. And then in the far back there is my sad con tree that I bought from the garden center that's still trying to hold on. The other two, they gave up the ghost a while ago. But this right here, the metal little fence area over there, we're going to move that. And we're going to grow stuff around that to line up. There was our dog kennel. She's never in there. And I gotta find a spot to have a compost area. And right now, what I'm supposed to do is, wow, these are the purple grapes, I believe. These grapes are really, really coming in. And here's a whole little cluster right here. That's so neat. There's grapes all over that little thing. But this one here, yeah, nothing. But my plan is to, all of this here, I want mulch. This is awesome soil under here now because this was all mulched. And I used to, refresh the mulch probably a couple times a year, add more mulch and stuff. But these last few years, I hadn't did anything. So I'm going to mulch all this. I'm going to put the weed block down, the black weed block. I'm going to put mulch on top of it. In my garden beds here, I'm going to put cardboard down. I'm going to try to, loosen it up, put cardboard on top of it. And then I'm going to put my garden beds. I want to put these smaller ones. These are 4 foot by 2 foot, I believe. And I'm going to move these out the way. I'm going to make another area. I'm thinking on the other side of the grapevines over there. And I'm going to put my large ones here because I have 7 of the 8 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot. And I want to put these back right here. And then over here, I want to put some more 4 by 8 by 2s. And then I'm going to put the smaller 4 by 2s. I'm going to put those over by the grapevines over there. And then around 2 foot ones. I think I'm just going to put those like at the end of them. And put like stuff that's real evasive that I don't want taking over everything. Maybe put some mint in it. Maybe make a whole plot of it. What's the other one? Strawberries. And also, I'm thinking I might get one and just put potatoes in it. But mind you, all these crops that I'm naming now, it's gonna be for next spring. But this fall, I'm gonna have a fall garden this year. So I'm gonna look and see what fall crops that I want to put in there. That's what I'm trying to get this all done. But yeah, he needs to get rid of all this stuff right here. And that was a bag of peat moss that was sitting back here for years and years. He took it out the plastic and then I finished dumping it out. And there was a gigantic ant colony all through that. So I hosed that down with some hot shot. And that's no good. That's part of the walkway now. That's not going to be going into my garden beds. And then those blocks that I had, to hold up my wooden beds here, I'm going to group these together, probably 4 or 6 of them, and put my water catchers on there. And we need to see about getting a quote for a gutter in the back because I want the water catcher. I don't want to buy all that electrical stuff right there, so I'm thinking have a water catcher system, a gutter right there, and then move those rain barrels over to the end there, and it'll catch the water over there. Over on this side is all my electrical, solar, and all that stuff. So, but yep, that's my plan. So right now, I finished all these a week or 2 ago and brought these out here. And what I'm going to do now is put this one together, the 4 by 8 by 2. I'm gonna put this one together, and I'm gonna time to see how long it takes. So I will be back once I have completed this. Okay, everybody. I just finished, and I'm not sure how long it took me. Over an hour and a half, I'm sure. But I'm about to move it over there, and I will be right back. Okay, everybody. Sorry about the wind if that's what you're hearing. But here it is. Now, the walkway is alongside, about 2 feet alongside the whole garden area on this side here. I'm going to have mulch down. So the little gaps that's between the soil and my bed right there, that's going to be covered up by mulch and also when I fill it up. But here it is. I took a few branches and leaves and put them inside here to put a little weight on it. Got the cardboard on there, some old rotten wood. It's real windy up here. That's the bad thing about where I say there's no windbreakers or trees or anything like that to break the wind in this area. Most of the houses are 1 story, so it gets super windy up here. The little stakes that comes with this, since it's so high up and the soil is real soft and rich, since this is where my old garden beds were, the stakes are really pointless, but I stuck them in there anyways. But I like it. It's not too heavy. It's what I need. It's not super thick or anything like that, but if you want a specific area to grow specific vegetables or fruit, these will work fine for me. But the brace bars in the middle to keep it from bowing and all that. But I have more beds to do. It took me about an hour and a half to do this one. I looked at the time when I started, it was 11:15, and I finished probably about 12:45. So, yeah, I'm gonna put 4 more of these size beds over there, and then I'm gonna put a few more beds right here, and then over in this area next to the grapevines on the right side there, I'm gonna put some of these, the round and the 4-foot ones. I'm gonna move those over there, but it's something. I just really wanted to, do something, and I know it takes me an hour and a half to do this, so hopefully it'll be quicker the next time I put the next one together. This area right here, I'm gonna move the gate area. Me and my husband need to do that pretty soon, because I want this gate area moved from right there. But y'all, this is what I'm working with. Got a pile of branches and leaves over there. Have plenty of room for a garden area, plenty. And I'm gonna, once my pecan trees sprout, I'm gonna start planting them in the back of the fence area, and I may put a couple over here on this side here. But I was thinking about grafting the pecan trees. I've been looking up that. You need I think it's called cyan wood to graft it, and I've seen videos on how to do it. So a few of them, I may graft them to see how it goes. But over here, this area over here, is kind of bare because water runs that way and then water runs that way. That's the way it flows when it rains, storms, and all that stuff. So I was thinking about putting a weeping willow over there since they love water, but I don't know. I don't know yet. But right now, I'm just gonna get the garden in, get the mulch down, and I want to have everything done before September 15th, so I can start planting my fall garden. But that's all I have for y'all today. If y'all have any comments or questions, drop them below. Please subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.